Hello everyone, Legend of Eon here, and I have for you guys another EDH deck, and it's on my friend's DEREVI Empyrial Tactician. So, this is not a DEREVI Stacks like most people would know, but it's more of like a token-based deck, which is really cool. So, DEREVI is a banned color commander. Whenever she comes into play, or a creature that you control deals combat damage to a player, you may tap or untap target permanent. And then obviously you can pay 4 mana, her colors, and 1 colorless to put DEREVI onto the battlefield directly from your command zone. So it doesn't matter how many times you counter her or destroy her or remove her in any way, she'll pretty much always cost 4 mana. So that's really powerful. But these are some of the tokens that my friend uses, and these are just his custom made that he did. I think they're just really cool. I'm just showcasing his deck. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the deck profile. I really like the idea of using the colors for the tokens. It's very unique and I like it super much. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with the land base. Command tower, of course. Seaside Citadel. All the lands that tap for all your colors. Too good. Opal Palace. This card's really cool because every time your opponent removes DEREVI in some way or somehow, you pretty much can pay an additional mana, add any color to your mana pool. That's your commander's color. And if you cast your commander, she gets pretty much +1/+1 counters for every time she's moved onto the command zone. So it's really cool. So say she moved 3 times to the command zone, she gets, whenever you play her with Opal Palace, she'll get +3/+3 counters on her. Pretty good. Misty Rainforest, fetch lands, whoop. For the Hallowed Fountains. For the Temple Garden. Shock lands, Temple of Plenty, our Scry lands, Temple of Mystery, Temple of Enlightenment. Lands that can play tapped and gains you life. So these are still cool, really dual lands. Tranquil Cove, Selesnya Sanctuary, these are bounce lands. Azor's Chantry, Simic Growth Chamber. These are more some of our basic fetch lands, but they're for basic lands. Bant Panorama, Evolving Wilds, Antimetamorphic Expense. Grove Guardian. This card's really cool because you get to pretty much make an 8/8 by just tapping 2 untapped creatures and sacrificing this card and paying 5 mana. So, pretty cool. This card is like a mini Wrist of Redeemed. Pretty much just get to poop a token. Pretty cool. Temple of the False God. Reliquary Tower. And then for our basics, we run 5 forests, 4 plains, and 3 islands. That is it for the lands. Onto our artifacts and enchantments. What? Play Sensei's Divining Top, Skull Clamp, Soaring, Ashnod's Altar. So pretty much you get to sacrifice a creature at instant speed, and you get pretty much 2 colorless mana. And then yeah, you can just do it anytime. Pretty nice. Chromatic Lantern, Birthing Pod, Paradox Engine. This card's really good. Just whenever you cast a spell, just untap everything that's not land. So yeah, pretty good. Planar Bridge, pretty good. Search for any permanent in your library and just play it for free by paying 8 mana. So this is pretty cool. Cryptolife Right, pretty much makes your creatures. So these are enchantments now. Pretty much makes your creatures have the ability to have themselves tap out for mana, and then add 1 mana for any color to your mana pool. So with DEREVI in this build, you're pretty much making just lots of tokens, and you can pretty much make lots and lots of mana. So yeah, pretty cool. Evolutionary Leap. It's like a mini birthing pod, more or less, but you get to reveal a creature card. Well, you sacrifice a creature, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal the creature card, and put that card in your hand, and then the rest in any order. Aura Shards. This card is really cool because since we're playing a lot of token creatures, it's not just any creature, but you can also put tokens. You can also destroy. This is you may destroy target artifact or enchantment, so that's really cool. So you poop out like 10 token creatures, you can destroy up to 10 things, artifacts or enchantments. Pretty cool. So another token producer, Awakening Zone, really nice. From Beyond, pretty much the same thing, except you have to put a 1/1 Eldrazi token, and then they both had the effects to sacrifice themselves to add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. These are really nice, especially against decks that make you sacrifice a lot of creatures, because you can just poop more out. Paralyzed and the Anointed Procession, which is one of the newer cards from Amonkhet. These are really nice cards just to put double tokens. Super good. Greater Good, if your opponent, board wipes, you can definitely just try to draw cards and then discard 3 cards. So really nice. This card is really interesting. So you get to enchant a creature, and at the beginning of each upkeep, so which means yours and your opponent also, you get to put a green 1/1 green sapling creature token into play under your control. Really nice. Doubling Season. This card also works to kind of like with the Paralyzed and Anointed Procession. Pretty much, and also works with Planeswalkers apparently, because Planeswalkers are they have loyalty counters, so I guess that's one reason why it would work for counters on them, so that's pretty cool. Mirai's Wake pretty much doubles your mana and pumps your creatures. This card is really nice, especially when you cast anything that is Simic, Colors, or even DEREVI. You pretty much you get a 2/2 green wolf and a 1/1 blue bird. So green spell, 2/2 green wolf, blue spell, 1/1 blue bird. Pretty cool. Sandworm's really cool, especially against decks that have flying, especially flyers. This card, creatures with flying can attack you and Planeswalkers you control. At the beginning of your end step, you create a 5/5 green worm token. Really cool. Continuing to our non-creature spells. For our ramp, we have Ramped Growth, Farseek, Harrow, Kodama's Reach, Temple of the Discovery. This card has been seen more play because it's to search for any land, and if your opponent searches for lands, you get to pretty much search for that many more. So like, say you play it, and two of your opponents searches for lands, you get 2 more of any land you want. So it's pretty cool. Mystical Tutor, Enlightened Tutor, and Worldly Tutor are the tutors in the deck. Tutor. Frantic Search, just to draw cards and just get rid of something that you don't want. More drawing cards, Harmonize, and Treasure Cruise. Some removal in the deck, Cyclonic Rift, super good. Reality Shift, super nice. Counterspell, these are kind of the only 2 counterspell in the packet because we're more focused on making tokens. So it's in some way these are kind of removal, really nice. Crozen Grip, Return to Dust. Rite of Application is a really busted card, especially if you have the right cards on the battlefield. It can pretty much be a game ender. It's super nice. Pretty much you pay 5 additional mana for its kicker cost, and you get to put a copy of any creature on the battlefield. You make 5 copies of that creature, so it's pretty good. So again, if you have like infinite mana in some ways, you can pretty much make infinite 2/2 white creature cat tokens at instant speed. Pretty cool. So on your next turn, you just kill everybody. Pretty cool. Court of Calling, pretty much this card is going to help you find craterhoof mainly. Yeah, so, but you can also search for any creature that you want, and you can also, it has Convoke, so you just pretty much tap out your creatures or whatever, because they usually have colors. But, it's pretty much a really cool card to search for whatever creature you want. This card is really nice because if you have infinite tokens, you can make your infinite 4/4 white angel creature tokens. Pretty busted. Pretty good. Alright. We have 1 Planeswalker in the deck. Nissa, Steward of Elements. So her +2, you get to scry 2 cards. Her 0 is look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card or a creature card with CMC equal to her loyalty counters, you have to put that card onto the battlefield. So it's really cool. So her +2, you get to scry and just stack your deck, and then boop, you get to play for free. Her alt is not all that great, but it's still pretty cool. You get to untap 2 target lands that you control, and they become 5/5 elemental creature tokens with flying and haste until the end of turn. They are still lands, so it's pretty cool. So yeah. Onto the creatures in the deck. What? Risk the Redeemed. Pretty cool. This card is just busted because you get, in the beginning of the game, you get to purchase 1/1 green and white elf warrior tokens, but later in the game, when you have enough mana You can pay 6 mana, tap it out. For each creature token that you control, put a token into play that's a copy of that creature. So with DEREVI, you can just untap it, and if you have enough mana, just boop. Yeah, it's really busted. Vidalcan Aether Mage. So this card is really nice because it has Flash, and when she comes into play, return target sliver into its owner's hand. So you're playing against slivers, I guess it's relevant. But also it has Wizard Cycling for 3 mana, so you can discard it and search for any wizard card. You reveal it and add it to your hand. Pretty cool. Trophy Mage is one of the wizards in their decks. When this card enters play, you may search your library for an artifact that seems to be 3, has to be 3, reveal it and put it into your hand. So pretty much you're just looking for the Ashnard's Altar or the one that lets you tap out for lands. Oh, I forgot. I forgot what it was called. Chromatic Lantern. That's what it was called. Alright. We have Ewit to return stuff from a graveyard. Elvish Piper is just to cheat stuff into play. This card is interesting because whenever you play a land, you get a 1/1 bird token creature with fly onto the battlefield. Really nice. Super, super nice. Rashmi is really nice because when you cast your first spell each turn, reveal the top card of your library, and if it's a non-land card that seems to be equal to the spell that you cast, then you may play it without paying mana costs, and if you don't, then the revealed card is put into your hand, so it's really nice. Revelark is pretty much an infinite combo with a Karmic Guide with Ashnard's Altar. Sorry, yeah, pretty much infinite colorless mana. So with Revelark, her abilities, she get to pretty much, when she leaves the battlefield in any way, she'll bounce or hit to the graveyard or something. You get to return up to 2 creatures with power 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, and you can evoke cost for her. So you play her, sacrifice it, and then this card, whenever she enters the battlefield, you would return a creature card from your graveyard into the battlefield. So you sacrifice, hold on. Yeah, so when this card enters the battlefield, return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. So you sacrifice this to Ashnard's Altar, sorry, and then you get 2 LS mana, and then you sacrifice this one, and then this will die, this will trigger, and can take this one back. So yeah, you just keep looping it. It's pretty good. Acidic Slimes is really nice for removal, definitely. Seedborn Muse makes you untap all your permanents, so you can just use their abilities again to make more tokens, which is pretty cool. Murkfiend Liege, it's really cool because it pumps your green and blue creatures, and if they're both blue and green, they both get pluses. But you get to untap green and blue creatures you control during each of your opponent's untap step, so it's really cool. Really, really good. This is another wizard that we can also search for. Mainly, we're going to be searching for this one because we have to draw 3 cards, and also you get to protect it by paying 4 mana and returning it to your owner's hand. So, really cool. This card is really nice because whenever a non-creature spirit token dies, you get to put a 1/1 white spirit token creature onto the battlefield with flying. Really cool. Alish Norn is super good. Really good bomb in the deck. Just other creatures you control get +2/+2, other creatures your opponent control gets -2/-2. Super busted. Avengers Zendikar. Pretty much later in the game, you get to poop so many tokens out. It's so good. 0/1s. Yeah, it's pretty good. And then land trigger, just all your green plant tokens, you pretty much get +1/+1 countered on it. It's just really good. Luminous Angel. It's not all that great, but it's pretty cool, especially later in the game. If your opponent board wipes, then you can just kind of rebuild your state again. At the beginning of your upkeep, you get to put a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying onto the battlefield. Hornet Queens, really cool, especially if you can flicker her some way. Yeah, she's just really good. Just get to put more tokens. 4 1/1 green insect creature tokens with flying and death touch onto the battlefield. Craterhoof, one of the win cons in our decks, pretty much gives all your creatures +X equal to the number of creatures on the battlefield, and they also gain trample. Super busted. Jyntaxic's Core Augur. So this card is really nice because you can flash this card at the end of your opponent's turn, and if they don't have Reliquary Tower out or like Spellbook or anything that gives them maximum hand size, all your opponent's hand size now becomes 0, and then at the beginning of your end step, you get to draw 7 cards. So pretty busted. So that is the deck for my friend's DEREVI token deck. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Give a thumbs up in this video to let me know that that you want to see more videos just like this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and a shout out to my friend Devon. Woo! Alright, bye guys!